Hello, my friend. Welcome back to another episode of Burn the Ship. I have John Wilkinson here with me. Have a great conversation kind of planned today. I can't wait to hear more about your story and what you do and really the mission that you have to bring some education to a bunch of people that really need it. So I won't steal your thunder. This is the podcast that helps entrepreneurs go all in on their business by connecting them with professionals that have done that exact same thing. John is a wealth of knowledge. He's been in the business world for a long time. I'm really excited to hear what you have to say. So why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself, my friend?
John Wilkinson, Credit Solution Programs. We're a nonprofit credit education and counseling organization with the mission to have personal credit education taught in our public schools around the country. And of course, we champion the cause for life skills and the cause for changing the traditional ways education is taught. Because as you know, some people are visual, some people are audio, some people are hands-on, instead of sitting in a desk for 8 hours listening to a teacher.
Sure, sure. So tell me a little bit about kind of your story, how you got into the industry and knowing all of these different things about finances and credit and how you got there. And then really I'm interested to know what has, kind of incited you to start this nonprofit journey of bringing all this education to people, all these resources.
Sure. So it's a funny journey story. So I got out the military right in 2000, moved to South Florida, looking for a job, landed one doing IT work, did that for a couple of years, and really wanted to get into real estate. And so I figured, well, one of the backbones of real estate is financing. You can't get financed, you probably can't buy real estate. And so after being a mortgage broker full time for 5 years, it was just like hardly anybody knew anything about credit. It was just, it floored me. Like nobody really understood about their personal credit. And so after being recruited, with another company that, specializes in credit as well, I finally broke off on my own and opened my own company. And so 14 years later, being full time in the credit industry, I decided to open a nonprofit because it just seems like we were hitting roadblocks trying to get the information out to the masses. I came from Generation X. We wasn't taught anything when it came to your personal credit and very little about the financial service industry or just your basics of balancing a checkbook and so forth. And so I opened a nonprofit to get the information out to the masses to hope to get this into public schools around the country because, I think it's sad. I mean, I have two kids of myself, and I can imagine them being 18 off in the world on their own and not have any idea how their personal credit works. So I really want to get this into the high schools. So when you get out to go to college or whatever you're going to do in life, you know what to do and not to do when it comes to your personal credit.
Sure. What are some of
So
the things that you see that people don't know about their personal credit that are vital points that you should at least understand about your credit?
well, one is the major thing is that, they go to Credit Karma or any other credit site and they see a credit score and they don't understand it. Oh, is this my score? So there's a bunch of different types of scores, a bunch of different versions of a score that most lenders use what they call FICO. FICO is not part of the credit industry. I mean, as far as like the credit bureaus, they're a own separate company. And if you know how the credit scores are calculated, but then you'll know what to do and really know what not to do when it comes to affecting your credit score. So the largest thing that we see is people, because they don't know what's affecting and what not's affecting, besides, they know a collection is a default and it's hurting the score, but they don't know what really to do to get the scores higher. So the number one thing that we see is credit card balances compared to the credit limit, which plays a great effect on the credit score. So if your credit card limit is, close to your credit, I mean, to your limit is close, your balance is close to your limit, Then it's called utilization, and that potentially could lower your credit score if they're reporting that to the credit bureaus. And now, if you just pay off that credit card and when they update that account, you're going to see your score jump quite a bit. So that's like one of probably the number one key things that we see people can do to get their credit scores higher that they don't even know about.
Sure. And so, what does it look like to get this education into public schools? What are some of the roadblocks and obstacles that you guys have found personally? I know that's a lot of red tape, a lot of hoops to jump through to kind of change what the curriculum looks like of public school, and just school in general, even a private school or anything like that. Depends on how your relationship is with that institution. I know it's a difficult road. What have you guys found?
Well, yeah, it is a difficult road, and I just got the nonprofit approved 2 years ago. So what we're going to do in our plan of action is to do what they call a proof of concept. So we're going to three local colleges, have two credit programs put in place. So we'll do the first one, get good feedback, get the feedback from the students, and then of course they'll tell the college administration, and then we'll do the second program as well to get the feedback. And then we're going to start pressing other colleges to implement this into their schools. And then once we have all that data and feedback from the different colleges, we'll start pushing on the politicians and school boards to say, hey, look, these college kids and these colleges love this program. Why don't you have this program in your schools? And being a nonprofit, it's opened so many doors for us. I mean, as a regular business doing helping people with their credit, we just got so many doors closed in our faces just because they heard, oh, you're a credit repair or credit whatever company. They didn't want to hear it. But as soon as we're a nonprofit, it's people are just would like open their arms and welcome you in, especially the colleges and other nonprofits. And so that's it's been really great for us being that 501c3 charitable organization.
Sure. And do you hope to kind of spread this regionally? Like, is your hope that you're kind of disseminating some of this information in regions around you, and as you're doing that, like you're in turn, you're going to see like kind of a direct impact to your own business and your own network, or is it more you're going to try to push this out, more like a shotgun approach, and you're going to kind of see where it lands and see where it hits home?
Well, so the plan of action, of course, is we're going to get three local colleges, implement the program, test it out, proof of concept, move on to other colleges in the state of Florida, and then start pushing the politicians in the state of Florida to implement this in the high school, since that's where we're located, and then start pushing that into other states across the country. So our main objective is to get this literacy of credit and basic financial education taught into all high schools around the United States.
Sure. And have you guys found any, symbiotic partner relationships with any other companies that kind of have a similar mission?
Yeah, so we have talked to Mission United, myself being a Marine Corps veteran myself, I talked to other veteran organizations. And so a lot of organizations and a lot of companies and that we've talked with really love this concept. They really love the idea. They think it's a great thing because, so many people don't have a clue when it comes to their credit. And so we've teamed up with quite a few of other organizations. And one thing that we would like to do in the future as well, because we are a company or organization, we have to pay people salary and so forth. So we would like to, we offer the service of the credit to help people, and they only pay in after we remove stuff off the credit. So they're not paying any kind of monthly fee or anything like that. It's only based off the performance. And if we get donors, then we can help people that are low income, that had, different circumstances in life, because life happens. People go through divorces, people get sick,
Medical bills
pass
is a big one,
away.
right?
What's that, sir?
Medical bills is a big one, right?
Yes, medicals bills. I mean, it still affects the credit scores, especially when it comes to the mortgage FICO credit scores, because they use a different, older version of the FICO. Um, and the newer versions of the FICO, FICO 8, specifically, it says that that medicals count less or weigh less against the credit scores, medical collections, and the FICO 9 credit score version, medicals under $100 or any other paid collections whatsoever do not affect the credit score anymore. And then now they had a law that just passed approximately, I guess, about a year or 2 years ago, that says now medicals cannot be added to the credit report until 6 months after the date of default. So you go to a hospital, they send you a bill afterwards. 6 months after the date of default, not paying that bill is only when they can put it on the credit to give the time for, like the insurance companies or whatever to hack it out, because we see a lot of people that have insurance but still have medical collections.
Sure. So it seems that your ability to kind of navigate the business world has lended itself well to your ability to sit down at some of these tables with some of these institutions of education. Describe to me the impact from your experience in business and its relevancy and your ability to kind of operate in this nonprofit world.
Well, because we're doing something in the nonprofit world, we're doing something for the community. Nonprofits.
Hey, 1 second, John. Did your mic move or did something kind of change because your audio kind of changed?
There you go.
Oh
How
yeah,
about that?
sounds
Good?
way better. Yeah.
All right. Sorry about that.
No problem.
All right. So yeah, well, I mean, when it comes to the other organizations, we're a nonprofit. We're helping the community. That's what a charitable nonprofit is supposed to do: is do something for the community, as it relates to whatever. And so that's what we're doing. We put a lot of data, a lot of information, from videos and so forth on our website, giving the correct information and education about how credit works and what the fallacies are out there. And so again, we're just trying to help the community. We really want to, get this information out to everybody. And, of course, we all have to get paid just regular salaries working for the company. And, and it is a company. Any nonprofit, has expenses and everything else, and that has to be paid for. It's not for
Sure.
free, and so forth. But again, we don't share any dividends or profits or, anything else because we are a nonprofit organization.
Sure. Well, it's pretty cool, man. I really do wish you well in your journey. I think it's a great journey and responsibility that you're putting on yourself to give this information, to kind of pick up and decide to be that role of the teacher. Because I'm telling you, my generation, we need that education. Like understanding credit wasn't something that I really understood or delved into until way after college, well into my career. You know what I mean? So it was a learning curve for me as well, and something that I was hungry to learn. So there's a lot of people out there that don't know what they don't know. So I think it's going to be really well received. Do me a favor, tell us if we have anyone with our network that wants to partner with you, support you, donate to you, whatever that looks like. How do we get in touch with you?
You can go to our website, creditproblemsolved.org. That's creditproblemsolved.org. If you're interested in our credit services, it's right there on that page. If you want to make a donation, if you want to be an advocate for us, if you want to volunteer, we have all of that in place. So we have virtual volunteering right online with all our tasks and things that we need to get done. And if you want to be an advocate in your area, that would be great as well, because we need to get this information out to the masses, and the sooner the better.
Yeah, for sure. And I want to finish with this. Like I said, the podcast is called Burn the Ship. I think what you do is very important as well because it gives people the financial freedom to really decide what they want to do with their time and with their life. And I think that's a great thing to have, especially in a world, in the United States that's so dependent upon small business and entrepreneurship. What would you say to those people out there right now that are thinking about opening the business? They know they have the trade or the craft or the know how to really succeed in one area, but maybe their credit or their financial education is something that's holding them back. What would you say to those people?
I would say first and foremost is do not use your personal credit to fund your business. Okay. They have what they call business credit. Get the business credit, keep your business credit separate from your personal credit. And so therefore, if something does happen in business, of course, they say that most businesses fail from the first 3 to 5 years. So if you happen to be one of those that, don't make it, then at least your personal credit stays intact and the business credit can go down with the business.
For sure. Absolutely. Yeah, I completely agree. It's a big undertaking to take when you're starting a business. You've done well, and I hope that some of that education helps some other people kind of make those decisions proficiently in the future.
Yes, I hope so as well as too. And then, please reach out to us if you can be any kind of assistance to us.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, I appreciate you coming on, my friend. I think we're going to wrap it right here, but hopefully we can get this out to as many people as possible. Hopefully we can create some opportunities for you in that education world.
Excellent. I appreciate it. And please send me a copy once you get it done.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, man.
Thank you. Have a good one.